Backyard birds. Downy Woodpecker at Finch feeder in Waterloo Region, Ontario, Canada in the summer of 2024. I know this is a Downy Woodpecker and not a hairy because its bill is only half as long as its head. The hairy's bill is much longer and its outer tail feathers are spotted with black. The hairy's are all white. Also, the downy is much smaller than the hairy. Hairy woodpecker, female. The downies look alike. Photocopy from Cornell's All About Birds. URL below. Note the long bill and white outer tail feathers. About the downy woodpecker. Male on the left, female on the right. Note the red spot on the male's head. He's molting. It's much brighter in late October. Hear the Downy Woodpecker drumming back in the trees, recorded last spring on April 13, 2024. American goldfinch left and Downy Woodpecker right. Early morning visitor. He arrives so early that it's still almost dark. He can't quite decide whether it's safe to eat. Maybe he heard something. Now that he's settled down, he eats for well over a minute. He looks up every other second and checks for danger. Before flying off. As usual, I'm recording through the window. I see some reflection on the bird. As always, he keeps checking his surroundings for danger. He spits out what he doesn't like. A quick top-up. Busy morning. First the goldfinches were feeding. Now the downy arrived and Mr. Goldfinch returned. After Downy leaves, Mrs. Goldfinch returns, and a pine siskin also comes. 6 minutes of Downy time. Drama at the feeder, viewed from the driveway. August 11, 2024, 8:05 to 8:11 a.m. Goldfinch in the nearby tree says, "Beep! Beep!" The pine siskin moves in. Alone for a moment. Three species at my feeder. The Downy's gone for today. Days pass. Downy returns. August 14, 2024, 10:07 a.m. He's showing black spots on tail feathers. Woodpecker's tail, support when feeding or drumming. Woodpecker's tail, Support when feeding or drumming. A different species of woodpecker, the northern flicker, uses the same method. Seen in a tree across the block on August 24, 2024 at 8 o'clock a.m. Downy and pine siskin. A pine siskin up close if you've never seen one. See his tongue flick out to get seed. His tail supports him. One black spot shows. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Downy. Mrs. Downy. Mr. Downy. Woodpeckers and chickadees all wanted to eat. Here are the chickadees. Hear Mrs. Downy's chirp. Then Mr. and Mrs. Downy have a fight. Mrs. Downy is back. Female Downy woodpeckers do not have the red patch on their heads that males do. Now she sits still and I take close-ups for detail. I hear a blue jay in the distance. It's in this tree. I don't see Mr. Downy for nearly a week. Now he's back. See his pink tongue. Mrs. Downy and black-capped chickadee. Chickadee gets too close. Downy pecks. It leaves. More than 6 weeks later. Last time I saw a Downy woodpecker, it was September 3. It is now October 20. It looks like they molted in the meantime and got bright new feathers to attract Downy woodpeckers. Just now I checked Cornell's website for type of food and feeder Downy woodpeckers like. Finch feeder and nitroseed are not listed. Downies must like the sunflower hearts in my birdseed mix. They get along fine with my metal screen finch feeder. The Downy's favorite food is black oil sunflower seeds, suet and mealworms. Their preferred feeder is platform and hopper or suet cage. All I can say is I'm happy the Downies came to my feeder. Thanks for watching. See you next time.